Now, in discussing once again what was taking place in Russia 100 years ago at this time, as it was said before, Lenin went straight to work. One of the things they did was to immediately move the Russian capital from Petrograd. Now, what Petrograd was, that was what the Russian capital was, and it was originally the name since 1703 was St. Petersburg. But yet during the war, Tsar Nicholas II decided that St. Petersburg sounded a little too German. So he decided to change the name to Petro, which is Russian for Peter, and Grad, which means city, so Peter's city. And so they changed the name to Petrograd, and what Lenin and the Bolsheviks decided to do is move the capital to Moscow, where it would be more safe. And then he pushed for the reforms inside the state, and he had Trotsky in March go to the Germans to arrange a treaty to get Russia out of the war by any means necessary. That's pretty much what he had to do. And what they wound up doing was in the Treaty of Breast-Litovsk that was signed on March the 2nd, 1918, it did not go well for the Russians at all. They lost a quarter of their land, a third of their population, and one half of their industry. They gave up the Ukraine, they gave up Poland, they gave up Georgia, they gave up Finland, they gave up the Baltic states of Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. And those are some of the things they had to do just to get them out of the war. And plus, Germany they were forced to give Germany millions of rubles in gold to help pay off what they considered a war debt to the Germans. And because they left the war, they also defaulted on all of the loans that they had received from the French and the British at that time, which did not serve well, and which would also make it so the Soviet Union would not receive recognition from these countries for some time, but also make sure that they were not even part of the peace conference that happened in Paris a year later in 1919. But after this was going on, many people were trying to stomp out this new communist Bolshevik party. There were many groups that were still loyal to the Tsar who was trying to put that down, put down the Bolsheviks. And there's some British troops. I mean, Winston Churchill really pushed to have the British help destroy the Bolsheviks in their infancy. He saw to it that 10,000 British troops went to the port of Archangel and took over that city. And there was Japanese coming in from the east, along with American troops being sent over there as well, trying to stomp out the fledgling new Bolsheviks. The revolution went on for another couple of years. It left Russia in shambles. Everything what they had was destroyed. But the Soviets survived, and they were able to continue to go on forming the Soviet Union. More on that to come.